60 Minutes Rewind.
Of all the things we heard about September 11th, in many ways, this is the most painful. It's estimated that 10,000 children lost a parent that day, a father or a mother who went to work and never came home. The children of September heard the sound of their parent leaving that morning, not knowing that the door was closing on dreams and hopes and all the days to follow.
I think, well, on September 11th, I would tell him not to go to work. I just wish I could take a time travel and go back in time. And I would also tell him that I loved him.
Danielle Spinelli is 8 years old. That's her dad, Frank Spinelli, her brother Chris, 14, big sister Nicole, 18, and their mom, Michelle.
What do you remember about that morning with your dad?
He would kiss us goodbye in the morning. And it was just, one of those things that you would just maybe roll over and just be like, Dad, it's too early. But he told me one time, Nikki, I kiss you and your brother and sister goodbye in the morning to, let you know that if anything ever happened to me at work, that you would always know that I loved you.
Dad spent weekends shuttling the kids to soccer, lacrosse, football. By day, he was a foreign exchange broker, but he often hurried home from his new job at the World Trade Center. September 11th, when the first plane hit, he called his wife so she wouldn't worry.
Hi, honey, it's me. Plane hit the building. I'm okay. The building's on fire. We're trying to get out. I love you. I'll see you later.
Frank Spinelli was found in the wreckage 2 weeks before his 45th birthday.
Every birthday, we'd always bake him a cake, and we'd always have presents in the dining room.
Did you bake the cake anyway this year?
My mom and sister did, yeah. They did bake a cake.
I just knew that if he was here, that he'd want a cake. So I just decided to bake it with my mom.
How's your mom?
I guess she's all right. I mean, it's hard for her. I mean, I feel really bad for her. I mean, she gets up at 1 o'clock in the morning, just can't go back to sleep.
People all over the world are trying to make sense of this, and I think it's hard for everyone. Kids and grown-ups alike don't really understand why this would happen. What do you think of it when you try to understand it?
I think that these people just took my dad away from us for no good reason. I don't know why, if they met him, I know that they'd change their mind. They just went, and there were these loving people, and then they just had to take them away. So that's what I feel of it.
So many taken away in an instant. This weekend at Arlington National Cemetery, Tyler and Kelsey Williams said goodbye to their dad, U.S. Army Major Dwayne Williams.
I was proud of what he did, but then again, it was like I just wanted to see his face one last time.
The Williams moved to the Washington area with their father and mother, Tammy, just 3 months ago. Dwayne had a new job at the Pentagon. When their father didn't come home that evening, 13-year-old Kelsey and Tyler, 17, began to write about their dad.
I feel the pain of my father on my heart. I touch my father's face as if he were beside me.
I couldn't picture life without you, and now it's here. It's like the devil looked in my mind and picked my worst fear.
I say to myself that he is alive. I dream that he is walking through the door of my house and saying that he is okay.
I let Mom lean on me because now I stand in your shoes. I don't know how you did it, but you got us through. Now when you look down at me, there's an image of you.
Now when you look down at me, there's the image of you.
Yeah.
That's you.
Yeah.
A lot of boys, suddenly young men, see the image of their father in themselves. Mike Shaw is 16, now helping to take care of his sister Nicole and his mother, Debbie.
Now I come home every day after school to make sure that my mom's okay here. So I go in and check on my sister to make sure she's okay. Things that my dad would have done.
His dad, Jeff, was an electrician in the World Trade Center. Jeff knew every inch of those towers, and he loved them. When the first plane hit, Debbie called his cell phone.
He told her that it was really dark. He couldn't see in front of him. It was just a lot of smoke and just didn't look good. A couple of minutes later, after the second plane hit, she called him back. But all my mom heard was him just running. He was out of breath and he was saying, "Bye, bye, I love you, bye."
It has been more than a month now, and you're still calling his cell phone.
Yeah, we have his cell phone still connected, so when we call, we could just hear his voice and then leave a message at the end of the night. I like to call him before I go to bed. It's my way to kind of have a conversation with him for that day.
Your sister's been calling too.
Yeah, she calls a lot. She likes to talk to him.
What do you say to him?
I just, whatever went on that day, I tell him what I did in school, what I did after school, that what we have for dinner. I wish he was here with us for dinner, that I miss him, and wherever he is, I hope that he's doing okay.
We're playing for the district championship. It's second and third. There's one out, and Brendan's up at bat. And
Brendan Regan, no doubt, would tell his fallen father about this.
New York has their bravest, and Floral Park has their bravest, and our bravest, the way he's conducted himself, is Brendan Regan.
Saturday, his Little League team got the award for winning last summer's district championship. That game was in July, and his dad, New York firefighter Bobby Regan, was coaching. Brendan got the hit that won the game.
Brendan, he was at that game.
Yeah, he was keeping score.
Got a single?
Yeah.
Drove the man on third home.
Yeah.
Won the championship.
Yeah.
What did your dad think of that?
Well, first, everyone came over and, tackled me and everything. And then he came out and tried to look for me, only, he couldn't find me.
He must have been thrilled. What did he say to you?
Nice hit.
Nice hit. If you could say anything to your dad now, what would it be?
We have practice tonight.
Lieutenant Bobby Regan left behind his wife of 21 years, Donna, 12-year-old Brendan, and his 16-year-old daughter, Caitlin.
I'm just really happy that he was around because I noticed that, a lot of my friends' dads, they work into the night, and I was always really thankful that my dad was around a lot, and he spent a lot of time with us.
Caitlin and Brendan's dad, Lieutenant Regan, was charging into the World Trade Center about the same time that Chuck Zion was likely helping his colleagues get out. Zachary is his 18-year-old son.
He had been there in '93 when the building had been attacked the last time, and it took almost 3 hours for them to get down from up at the 104th, maybe over 3 hours. And when I saw the building actually collapse, I knew that that it was really unlikely that any of them made it out, because 90 minutes to get down 104 floors is just not enough.
Chuck loved cooking, football, and golf. He was a senior vice president at the financial firm Cantor Fitzgerald, and Zach intends to follow him there.
How is your America going to be different from your father's America?
I think that people have realized what a special place this is, about how lucky they are to be here and what special values that America represents. But it's not something that you just get for free. It's something that, you have to fight for, literally.
Chuck Zion leaves behind his wife of 20 years, Carol, and Zach, their only child.
I'm just grateful that I got as much time as I did. There are a lot of kids that are left behind that, won't have known their parents the way I got to know mine. I was at least lucky enough to realize what a wonderful man my dad was before he left, and really admire him.
But Frank Spinelli's younger kids did not know their dad quite as long.
I always thought that he was going to be there. I never thought this was going to happen. Just all happened in a matter of minutes. And of course there were tons of things that I hadn't learned from him and hadn't been with him long enough, and I really lost a lot of key years of my life with him.
I think all of us assume that we're always going to have our parents. Is there anything that was left unsaid or anything that you'd wished you'd done and you just always thought you'd have the time?
Yeah, I mean, there's certain things that you just always expect. You expect your dad to be there on your high school graduation. You expect your dad to be there to walk you down the aisle. You expect your dad to be there for, your grandkids, and just there to teach you his life lessons that he had already learned.
And sometimes I just remember what things that he's taught me. The other day I was mowing the lawn and I forgot how it wasn't turning on, so I just remembered something that he told me and did it, and it turned on and worked perfectly. So
The mower.
yeah.
If you had an opportunity to say something to your dad, what would it be?
It's really hard. After this, you look back and you realize that you're never again going to be able to call someone dad again. And just to call someone by the name Dad would just be the one thing that I would want. I would just like to say, Dad, I love you.
I really wish that that night that he'd come home from work still here, alive, and just come in and kiss me. Like, I'd always, whenever I heard the door open, I'd run, jump and give him a kiss, and I just miss that.
A birthday cake, a cell phone message, the look of the smile, the crack of the bat. The children of September wrap themselves in a fabric of memories against the cold of a love lost too soon.